Okay, cool. All right, so I don't have the camera on, but you hear me pretty clear, do you?
I can hear you.
All right. Just in case. Boom. Okay, cool. So this will help reference because it will be recorded. So I'm going to talk about CMA evaluating the house, right?
Okay.
So I started doing some preliminary research on a house already. So what I do to begin evaluating a house is I go into the MLS. Are you familiar on how to get to Realist?
Yes, mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go through Matrix. Up here, you click Public Records also. It'll take you to this screen and you just enter in the property address like we have right here. All
Okay.
right.
I got that pulled up already.
Perfect. Perfect. So when I get this, I look at several things. One, I'm going to look at bedroom and bath. Sometimes this can be off depending on what property you're looking at. This isn't accurate all the time. Okay.
Okay.
I'll look at this, but I start with that. And I like to find out from the person before I even look at the house, how many bedroom and bath they have, just to confirm. I'll look at the lot size. This is 1 acre. Also 1.1 acres, which is something, it's pretty big down there. 1.1. The building size is 3,000 square feet. And it looks like the building size is 3,000 square feet. And that helps me begin to evaluate what everything looks like when I'm starting. But I go down here also to estimated value. I'll look at this. This gives me this is, I can't say it's accurate. This typically gives me a range between 325 and 431. Okay. It's just an automated count. The confidence score really kind of says, it's like the score range that tells you like the clarity, how accurate that number, this number is. Okay. Between 50 to 100. And then when I scroll down, I can check and see if this property was ever listed. So this was on the market in 2013. It was withdrawn in 2013. This was probably the previous listing. I click it. When I click it, it takes me to what the property looks like. Now, this is in 2013, what it looks like. It may be a little bit different right now. Okay. But I can gain from this kind of how it sits, a little bit of how the layout is on the inside, you know.
Gotcha.
More importantly, I can check out and see what the features are, because on the side here, it'll tell me basement with a crawl space. So basement, crawl space. That means it doesn't have a finished basement, straight crawl space, which is good. Now I can really compare it to any other pieces of property that are out there.
Gotcha.
Year built 1990. That's the same thing from the other page. Gas and electric, all the rest of this, it really doesn't mean too much. It has some significance if you have a buyer that only wants, if you're on a buyer side, but not so much on the seller side, you know, doesn't really change the price so much. Okay. But we're looking at those things. I scroll through the 25 pictures and I take a look after 25 pictures. Then the next thing I do is I go back to this. They want you, what you typically want to do is click comparable. You want to do a comparable search. When you do that, it'll pull up everything in the area and it may just give you a rough number. Okay. So if I click comparable, I'm looking at this. I've got two of them right here on the screen. That would be, the system says it's a comparable. Okay. We've got the primary property. I'm sorry, one, because we got the primary property and then we've got this, which is supposed to be close to the primary property. Actually, that's not the primary property. This is the primary property, right? 2120 Wallace, right? Yeah. Okay, so it did give me two. So I got two right here. Now, when I'm looking at these two, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, built around the same year, 1990 to 2000. They're smaller in size though. The highest one in size is 418, and that is 2,600 square feet. I will click here and see what the picture looks like. Now, you see this? I've seen this one already, and I'll show you where I saw it at. This, now we do get into some details where when I look at this subject property, this is a brick front. What we have is a stucco front house, okay? Stucco, depending on the age of stucco, it carries the type of stucco, it carries less value than a brick.
Okay.
Why? It's just some negotiating terms sometimes that buyers get into with the sellers. Well, it's stucco, that one is brick. In our kind of market right now, we're in an upswinging market. It's not the biggest qualm. It's not going to stop your house from selling. You may get some people that, oh, well, I don't want to do with stucco. Yeah, there's buyers out there like that. But there are buyers who just don't care. They just want a house. They want that bedroom and bath makeup, and they want a square footage like this. So this one also has a, see that does have a brick front. Pictures are terrible, but it does have a brick front. As far as the distance, they're all within a mile radius. If you ever need to change your search criteria, you can click here and you can adjust it. This will give you your comps. You can go back. We went back 9 months. Let's shoot this back and go up to 12 months. Okay. And see if it does anything additional for us on 12 months. Still the same, 12 months. Okay. So right now, this fits just about the range that we were looking at around here. Which one was it? Boom. Around this actual property range, right? That they gave us over here. They gave us from 325 to 431. Okay. Sales price. Fortunately, when I click here, then when I click this right here, if this has it, sometimes I can get into the listing. Let's see if this will take me to it. There's the listing for it. So this will tell me when it sold when I go into the listing. 4 days on the market, which is cool, you know. And 4 days on the market. It was listed for 359, sold for 360. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. That's important. We saw that 5 bedroom, 3 bath. When we went and looked at the actual report, and this is when it comes to this is what happens when you mine properties, because the tax record says 4, the MLS says 5. You see that? Okay. So here we are. This gives me a concept of how fast things are selling within a mile radius that look like this also. If I scroll through here, I'm able to see that this one, let's look at the basement. Full unfinished basement. But the square footage is smaller, 2574 square feet. These are the numbers I can begin to evaluate the subject property off of. So if I'm looking at these square footage, this number doesn't have to match, and these properties don't have to look exactly like my subject property.
Right.
We're going to start looking at it based on square footage. So, dang, what did I do? Gotta love that. Okay, so if I'm looking at it based on square footage, it kind of changes it a little bit. Hold on a second. Oh, and look what I did. I took it also from 0.5 miles to a half a mile radius, which I didn't notice I had set in there. Most of my criteria
You put it on 10 miles.
I did. Hold on real quick. This is not what you want in the training. Okay. You need to have it right in the training. Boom. Okay. Distance 10 miles. Boom. Okay. We want to make sure we put it right here. Boom. All right. Okay. I don't know why it shouldn't be coming up like that. Let's check this out. We did pull some comparables just now, right?
10 miles and probably change it to what, 12 months?
12 months. Let's change it to 12 months. It's already 12 months back. Hmm.
Mm.
Subject property. Boom, boom. Both. Let's look. Also, let's pull 3 bedrooms to 5 baths. Let's pull that. Open that up. Okay. That is weird. Okay. Well. Okay. So if you ever run into that, I don't know what that is, why that happened. Let's go back in, go out and go back in. This other one open. That's peculiar. All right. Cool. Let's see. That's really weird. Hold on. Let's go 1 mile. Let's try 3 bedroom to 5 bath. Bedrooms 3 to 5. We're not going to change our stories. We'll keep that the same. 12 months out. Difference. Lot size difference. Lot percentage by 10%. Wow. We're not. I don't want any variation in the lot size. I don't care. No. Let's see what we get with that. You know, I noticed what changed in this too that we just did. This square footage, this lot is pretty large. I mean, it is a it's a 1.1 square foot, 1.1 acres. That's a lot. When I changed this, if you notice this, what I did was when I took this percentage out, I did not restrict it. So lot area, I didn't restrict the lot size by footage, or I didn't give a difference of 10% or difference. I didn't put anything like that in there. So I took the lot variation out completely. Okay.
Okay.
Now that's a good thing, and then it's a bad thing. Part of it means that that lot is pretty large. And when that lot is that size, you're not going to find a ton of comparables that fit a 1.1 acre lot. The system is automatically going to give me what everything from the closest and the closest to the furthest out. When it starts giving me these wild sales prices here, what I do is I start making the changes. Since I'm not taking a lot into consideration, I'm also going to do things like take the year. So let's say if I went from a 1980, I want to see only 1980 to 2010. Okay. And bathroom, let's say I want to do a 3 to a 4 bathroom. That's going to affect it. We're dealing with 2 stories, not 3 stories. 3 stories, the 3-story homes do have a that's, the main level, upper level, and then the basement, which is on a slab basement, which is on unfinished basement or finished basement. It doesn't matter, so we take that in consideration. We go 12 months out. We don't do anything with the difference in the square footage of the actual house, but we don't do anything with the difference of the square footage of the lot. So the reason I also made that difference in age is because sometimes you'll find older homes that are only 1 story, and they show up in this because they have they're renovated, looking very good. So we went a mile out on this. Let's generate this report. Let's see what this looks like. Now, once I generate the report, I can get it should show me pictures also. Let's do this view. Boom. Take that out. Okay, so when I look at this right here, all of these, this is my subject property on the top. All of these are the different properties that came too close to it. That for whatever reason were 4-bedroom, 4-bedroom homes, even ranging up to 5-bedroom homes. So let's start dropping this a little bit more. Let's go for only 4 bedrooms. I gave it a range, but let's go 4 bedrooms. This is a 4-bedroom. We're going to tighten it up 4-3 because we got a 4-3 and we want a 4-3. Let's try to go closer with the 2-story on both sides. Let's see what it gives us. You see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
Okay. So look at this one here, 3,800 square feet, 3,400 square feet. Let's see what this looks like. I can go down here. Now, ideally, the next step to actually tightening this up is we want to turn around and shorten the distance. We're going a mile. We can drop it to 0.7, then we can go to 0.5, then 0.2. And that's great if you are very neighborhood focused. So
Right.
if you're in a neighborhood and it's very clustered, I mean, you want to really hit that neighborhood and see what sold in that neighborhood, then you would do that. And that's nothing wrong with doing that at all. When I scroll through the pictures, I'm trying to aesthetically see which houses kind of come close to where this one is, you know. Look at this, boom. Now, all I'm dealing with is brick fronts. Some of them are pretty glamorous, though. Now, this one right here, you see, this one I wouldn't really even put into it. So I would take that out. Yeah, because you see already, you can see what it looks like. It's not a comparable at all. Sometimes this one, yeah, we could possibly use this. We're definitely not running into anything with a, what is it, with a stucco siding. So when I go back, what is the subdivision? There's no subdivision. Of course, it's on the street. It's on the street.
Yeah.
Man, so this sits back from it. Okay. So when we're looking at this kind of fits in the range. This is an anomaly, but I looked at this one. It's big. If you look at that picture, you know, that's pretty grand right there.
Oh, that's nice.
I know it's real nice, isn't it? I know. Yeah. And the kitchen makeup does count for something. I mean, all of that really does count for something. So, look at this right here. You see this dates? These dates are pretty wild. So let's go ahead and make some changes with the dates. This is 12 months. We're going to search 12 months back. We can cut it down to 6 months, 9 months. But let's see this. Let's do square feet. Let's take everything that's 2,500 square feet to roughly about 3,100 square feet. Now, why am I doing that? I'm going to show you why. I want to get it as close in this little pocket as possible. We don't have a spiral staircase in this one. I didn't see one. So that gave it a little bump right there. So this is our range. So when we generate this report, your report should be, let's see what this report looks like. Let's see what this looks like. I might just be missing a setting because they switched this up and I haven't ran it through this in a while. Okay. So this is what your report looks like. You can actually get this report and give this to the owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what I did was I just printed out, but you can email it too, right there. All you have to do is hit the other tab for email.
Can you email that to me? We can use this report, right?
Yeah, we can use this. That's why we're doing this dive. Okay. So if we look at all of this right here, This is our subject property. It gives us comparables up to.
I can't
You
even
got
see, your screen is just,
my screen is paused. Hold on 1 second. Let me. Boom. Can you see it now?
yep.
Okay. Okay. So boom. So this is this. You see that? Boom. So now when I'm looking at it, I can compare them side by side. This is larger. These are all smaller. This is smaller. This is definitely smaller than the subject property. 4, 4, 4, 4. So what do I do now when I'm looking at this wide range in dates? What's cool about this too, if you look at this, this will also tell me the year that it was sold for, which means something, you know, and this is an older year that it has right there. So it was, we go through all of this, boom, boom, square footage, neighborhood. So when we take this, we can take this with us and see how it compares to these other properties when we walk through it. Now, if I was to sit here and say, what would I potentially place this property at? If I did a rough, like quick and dirty estimate on what I can't see what this looks like. I can only go off of these numbers in the square footage. So if I was to do this, I would take the cost per square foot. Okay. I would take the cost per square foot and I would multiply it by the square footage of this current property.
So what is that? 3,024.
So brick is a little bit more. So let's start with, this is 450. This is 425. Boom, boom. So let's take this highest one, 450. That's $151.84. All right. $151.84 per square foot times 3,024. That comes out to $459,000. But this is a brick. So because it's a brick, I will actually deduct from this. One thing this one is 1.2 acres. This is 1.1. All of these are smaller lots too. You see that? Smaller lot, smaller lot. So it's got a larger lot advantage. So lot size, this is closer. I would say bedroom and bath, this is closer. This is the closest we would get on point. This is the closest we would get to the square footage of this current piece of property, but it's got a brick.
Right.
But it's a brick house, but I need to find out more. So what I need to know also, if I'm not just going to deduct value for it based on it being a brick, I also need to deduct some value from it because it is a what is it? It may have a basement. Okay. So I'm going to look for that property. I'm gonna go back to a report. I'm gonna search for this property. And that one is, we got this, and I'm gonna send it over to you. That's James Madison Drive. And this is a quick and dirty. This is really quick and dirty. James Madison Drive. Let me see if I can open up the MLS listing for James Madison Drive. Okay, James Madison Drive. Boom, boom. 4.2. That's when it's sold. That's it right there. Is it on a basement? Daylight entry basement. That all of this affects value. So you got the brick, you got daylight entry basement. It's only 1 year newer, but it's still the 2-story square footage. So if I'm at 459, I would take out for basement. When I'm going to finish my basement off, my guy said, like, my basement is partially finished where I'm at. For a standard basement with a standard square footage, you're probably going to range between $25,000 to about $30,000 to redo that whole basement. I mean, make it livable space. You might even add in a bathroom. you're going to make it about, so we're going to estimate roughly about $30,000. So we're taking 30 off of 459 off the top. Okay. That gives us down to 429. This is a brick. We're dealing with a what, stucco? There is no rocket science to how you would compare a brick to a stucco and a stucco to a brick. Is really none. When it comes down to this, at this point, is a combination of curb appeal. I mean, some people like brick, some people don't like it. Some people like stucco, some people don't like it. That's really an optional choice. But it's got me at 429 right about now. And this one sold for 425. And it was on the market for 5 days, and it sold cash, and it sold in September. You see that? So what do I draw from this? This house does not, it has a grander look than this one. Aesthetically, but this is 10 years older. Wow, I was thinking 99. This is actually 10 years younger. So we got to take a little bit of value away from the curve appeal, and we got to take a little bit of value away. Now, it may not look like that when we get there. You know what I'm saying? It may look a lot better. You know, he might have done some things, which I'm pretty sure he probably did, you know, but just going in, we know for a fact that on how it sits, and that is 10 years younger. So there's no rocket science. There's no exact numbers. Appraisers have numbers. Don't get this twisted. We pull a little bit from appraisers, but we don't get exactly there. We just got to do a rough, quick, as close as possible. And we factor in that this is an trending market. So if I'm at 429,000, and that one's at 423, I'm going to deduct some for age. So I'm going to take 429,000 rough estimate, and I'm probably going to take about 10,000 away, 15,000 away because of the age. Now 414,000 sitting on 1.1 acres, 3,000 square feet. This is where we start. We can make changes based on, this is an older listing. Don't forget, this is a listing from 2013. You see? I'm sure some changes have happened between now and 2013.
Right. We will hope so.
But this will give us a concept of a range. I would give a range to this between 410 and 435. Now, why did you do that, Leon? Because a couple things happen. If this house looks better than this when we go to see it, and we can go further in range. Another thing also that is a big factor when we start doing these numbers is, take a look at this. How many houses are actually active? This is our competition. I just took that address and I put it in. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm gonna take the address, put it in. In this market that we're dealing with, we have to be really sensitive to the fact that there might not be anything else that's for sale in the area. So why am I going to price it like a reasonable low price? You know, why am I going to come in low and do that to my seller, do that to me? Guess what? When you do that, a couple of things does happen. You're going to find out when you do it, you're going to get multiple offers, and people are going to bid it up anyway. So if they're going to bid it up anyway, and we don't have any competition, we can be smart when we come on the market at it. It's not too many. There's nothing else on the market that competes with us right now. You know, nothing else is listed based off of this. We may turn around tomorrow and something else gets listed, but nothing is listed based off today. Like I was trying to make his way in the room. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom. So we put this in. Let's see if there's any competition out here for us. Criteria. Boom. We want to do this within, let's go within a half-mile radius of the property. And this is one thing also. Boom. You got to make sure you pick it from down here, because if you don't, so I only got 1.5 mile radius from the property. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Only got 2.
I still see the comparables.
Oh, okay, cool. So I take this in and I only have 2. I have 2 pieces of property. If I take the criteria, put the address in this top bar here, and I adjust it to 1 mile from the house. Within a mile's radius, there is only 2 properties. You see down here, 2 matches that are currently being marketed. And let's see what they look like. One is even a builder home. It hasn't even been built yet. Looks more like a modern style property. It's going to go for $875,000, and it's only going to be 4,500 square feet. That's 1,500 square feet less, more.
Wow.
And look at this one. This is a 4.2. Damn, look at that. 1,600 square feet. This is not even a comparable.
Right.
Looks cool. Nice, clean property, you know, but it's still 294. 17 days on the market. So this will be ideally the only competition. So what that means is somebody pulls up in that area, in that zip code, they're trying to look for a property, pull up the search, they're going to see this. This is 1971. Ours is newer, 1990. Boom. So this is typically where we start to draw a conclusion, because this is not an average market. In an average market, we will go all the way down to bedroom and bath. We would look at how everything flows when you come into the house. We want to look at the lot in the back. All these things we want to get detailed in, because we gotta. That's when it's really a buyer's market in opposed to a seller's market. In this seller's market, we can price it a little bit more liberal. So we can start at a range of 410 and go up to 435.
Okay.
And this is not even, to add to it, also the acreage. This is still a half an acre. This is not even this is a half an acre. We're still on 1.1 acres. Boom. This is good. Now, when we get there, if it looks better than the picture, we're gonna push it up a little bit more.
Got you. His phone has been dead, so I have not talked to him today.
That's no problem. Whenever you get a conversation going and we get there, we set up the time, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep.
All right. And I'll send you that report.
So that's how